What is up, you guys? And it's me here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing the 2020 NFL redraft. Now, before we begin this video, it took me a couple attempts to do, so please don't roast me in the comment section. But this has been a very interesting video and a very fun video, I would say, to work on, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So the number one overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow. Yeah, again, it's just a change. The Super Bowl, all that stuff. I think you guys quite understand why they stick with this pick. And also, in my opinion, who's the best quarterback in the draft, which there are a ton of good quarterbacks, of course. Now with the Washington Commanders, with the number 2 pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Chase Young. Now, this pick just makes sense. He was a really good player in his rookie year. Sure, he has had injury issues, but hey, I mean, so far he seems like an absolute beast. Which is why I think I stick with the pick here. Now, with the number 3rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions don't take Jeff Okudah, and they select A.J. Terrell. I think easily he was the best corner in this draft out of all the other corners. Yeah, sure, there might be some, complaints about, this guy's better. Wait, this guy's better. He was easily, in my opinion, the best player, and that's why I think he does. Well, does he deserve to go number 3? No. But I do think that he should have just been, again, imagine them without, Jeff Okudah. They would not have a good secondary whatsoever. Now, at the 4th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, New York Giants will take Tristan Wirfs. Now, some people might want a QB here, but let's face it, without Andrew Thomas, that O-line is a mess. I don't think you would get any better QB production if you have that Giants offensive line. So that's why we go with Tristan Wirfs, who has easily been one of the best tackles in the league in this draft, easily. And he's also been one of the big reasons why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. Just saying. Now, the number 5 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select. Geez, my vocabulary is terrible today. Tagovailoa. Now, easily again, this was just a better pick, and also I like the strength of his arm. It's just been amazing. And again, Jalen Waddle. Don't make him unhappy. Okay? Now, the 6th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the LA Chargers select Justin Herbert. Now you're like, again, another original pick. It makes sense, okay? Yeah, sure, he's had some injuries this season, but, I mean, still. Broke the record of the most passing yards as a rookie. Yeah, safe to say I think Justin Herbert deserves it. Now, with the 7th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Jalen Hurts. Now, a lot of people will probably not expect this pick to be here, but, I mean, again, Will would still have a job, and, yeah. Their original pick was Derek Brown, which, no offense to him, he's been a good player, don't get me wrong, but I just think, maybe he wasn't, the best option here. Well, I mean, I meant by Derek Brown because, well, if you want a franchise QB, you're taking the franchise QB, if you know what I mean. Now, the 8th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jalen Johnson. Now, original pick, they take Isaiah Simmons, which he's not been quite a great player yet. I said yet. Really, I don't think he's ever going to be a good player. But that's why I go Jalen Johnson, who's been a nice, solid corner and probably one of the best pieces on that defense for Chicago right now. So, yeah. Originally, it would have been Ron Smith, but you get what I mean. Now, the 9th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Jacksonville Jaguars take Kai Beckett. Now, in the original draft, Jacksonville Jaguars took C.J. Henderson. He was already gone on the team after his second year. So, like, safe to say you could understand what I mean. But Mekhi Becton, which is a good offensive lineman, and honestly, he's just the better option in general over, well, kind of other offensive linemen and stuff that are available. Now, with the 11th, oh no, not 11th, the 10th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns take Jarek Wills Jr. Hey, the pick worked. You don't gotta fix it. That's all I have to say. This pick was a nice pick by Kyle Shanahan and, well, not Kyle Shanahan, Kevin Stefanski or whoever was the GM maybe. And honestly, I just like the pick in general, and I could definitely see this being a good pick from years on. Now, with the 11th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Michael Ubna. Now, with the original pick, they took, well, Mekhi Becton, which, I mean, you can understand, he's already off the board. So I would go with them with an interior this time in Michael Ubna. Him and Elijah Vera Tucker would be nice, good pieces on that offensive line for years to come. Now, at the 12th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select, or I should say the Las Vegas Raiders select, Derek Brown. Now, the original pick, they took Henry Ruggs III. Terrible pick, and he's in prison. But, yeah, Derek Brown has been a very solid player who I could definitely see being really good on his team. And before you guys are asking, wait, why are you putting him here when they didn't really need a D-tackle? Well, I mean, you could also say that with Javon, the Javon Kinlaw pick from 49ers. They had Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, but, yeah, I mean, safe to say, I think that was a pretty solid pick. Now, with Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Buccaneers select, oh, I already said that, Anton Winfield Jr. Now, in the original draft, they took Tristan Wirfs. We already know Tristan Wirfs was drafted by the Giants in this draft. So that's why I have the Buccaneers taking on, well, this guy here because then they don't lose him in the actual draft. For me, that is. Now, with the 14th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the 49ers select Jamarity Chin. Now, with this pick, they took Jamon Kinlaw. Obviously, that pick was not really the best move. Plus, they didn't really need another pass rusher, even during the time, even. But I have them going with Jamarity Chin, who's been a nice piece on the safety or linebackers if they even really want him to. So, yeah. Now at the 15th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Justin Jefferson. Now you're like, wait, why is he this low? But, I mean, you could say that in the real draft as well. So, yeah. He's going to be a nice big piece on that offense, and heck, he's had Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. I'm fairly sure he can work with Drew Lock in all the other quarterbacks. Now, with the 16th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Travion Diggs. Yeah, sure, he's kind of overrated, but again, good turnover defender. Something that you need in the NFL these days. So that's why I have him here. Literally. Now, at the 17th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select C.D. Lamb. Again, very good pick. Why do you have to change it? You don't have to change it. Like, seriously, he's been one of the best receivers in the league. You have literally been working with these terrible quarterbacks in his years here, so I don't really see why they have to change the pick here. Now, at the 18th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Davian Lewis. Now, Davian Lewis is, let's say, a solid offensive lineman. Yeah, sure, he would have been on the board a little later. But this is kind of one of those picks where you have to take it and go on. This pick was actually Austin Jackson, which, again, he's not a good pick in general. So, yeah. Now, with the 19th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Oakland, or I should say Las Vegas Raiders, select Cameron Curl. Funny enough that he was a 7th round pick, and now he's a 1st round pick in this draft. Now you're like, again, another pick on defense. Let's face it, Raiders really needed help at defense. Imagine Cameron Curl and Derek Brown on that defense. Oof, that would be a good defense for sure, instead of what their mediocre defense have now. Now with the 20th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select T. Higgins. Now in the original draft, they took K'Von Chase Young. Hasn't really been a good player for the defense, hasn't it? And plus, during the time, they already had Josh Allen. So, it doesn't quite matter with them not taking him here. This was also from the Jalen Ramsey trade, funny enough. But T. Higgins has been a solid receiver in Cincinnati. And honestly, imagine this man with more targets. Oof, he might be one of the best receivers in the league. Which is the reason why I had him here. Now, at the 21st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jordan Brooks. Now, in the original draft, they took Jalen Reagor. Terrible pick. Jordan Brooks has good reasons for 3 reasons, actually. 1, he's the best linebacker in the draft. 2, they needed a linebacker. And 3, this is also a really good use for a need one-stop team. So, yeah. It just fits, man. It fits. Now, the 22nd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Minnesota Vikings select Gabe Davis. Now, Justin Jefferson, best pick ever. But he's off the board in this draft, which is why I have the Minnesota Vikings select Gabe Davis, who is already still a really good receiver. And honestly, I could definitely compare this man to Adam Thielen. So, Adam Thielen, Davis, that's still cooking a good pot there in terms of receiving core. Now, at the 23rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the LA Chargers select Michael Pittman Jr. Now, they traded up at the spot and actually took Kenneth Murray, which that wasn't a bad pick, but it wasn't a good pick either, which is why I got them going with Michael Pittman Jr. Now, you're like, don't they need another wide receiver? But, bro, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they're getting injured. And Justin Herbert doesn't really have any other weapons to throw to outside of Austin Eckler. So that's why I have them going with Michael Pittman Jr., who would be a solid third member, he would be a very good receiver at the outside, and let's say maybe one of the other receivers in the inside. Just saying. Now, the 24th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, New Orleans Saints select Alex Highsmith. They don't really have a lot of needs in real life besides quarterback. But quarterback has not really been a position that they have. There's no really good quarterback that they could take right now. Which is why I think they're going to go with Alex Highsmith. Now you're like, why is he in the first round? What the hell? It is because he's actually been a very good player in general. Imagine this defense, but instead of Sergio Ruz, who they took in real life, but it was on offense. Instead of that, they have Alex Highsmith, who could be a good complement with, and you could even let's say Cameron Jordan was tired, they could have Alex Highsmith in, or Marcus Davenport was tired or something, they would have it in there. Yeah, sure, he would probably been a terrible pick in real life during the time, of course, because they still had Trey Hendrickson during the time, but they wouldn't want to pay Trey Hendrickson back. Now, at the 25th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Brandon Ayuk. Again, really good pick. Might as well stick with the pick. So, yeah, it's kind of all I got to say. He's been a really good player for a third option in the receiving core, outside of course, Deebo Samuel and also George Kittle. So, yeah, and it's really been proven this year. Now, the 26th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love. Now, for Green Bay Packers fans, now, of course, they would probably want a receiver. But with the year that Aaron Rodgers has had, and also with injuries and stuff, I think it just makes sense to get Jordan Love here. And I can see why they drafted Jordan Love. And yeah, maybe there might have been other quarterbacks that they could have took. Now, the 27th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks take Jonathan Taylor. Now, in the future, they would get, of course, Kenneth Walker III, which has been a very good running back. But imagine him with Jonathan Taylor. Oh, boy. And now run on the offense, more like always run the football. Who needs Geno Smith when you have Jonathan Taylor and Kenneth Walker constantly getting the football? Like, literally. And plus, you might as well just cut DK, and there's no heart about it. And also, again, with their original pick, they could took Jordan Brooks, which obviously wasn't a terrible pick, but I still think they would have took Jonathan Taylor anyway. Now, with the 28th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Darnell Mooney. Now, with the original pick, they took Patrick Queen, which was a steal at the time, but he hasn't really been performing as a lot of people expected, which is why we're going with Darnell Mooney, who has been really one of the only good pieces on the Bears' offense in general. So that's why we got Darnell Mooney going here. Now, the 29th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jerry Jeudy. Now, again, with the original pick, they took Isaiah Wilson. They already got a 7th-round pick back after the trade. So I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, sure, Jerry Jeudy hasn't been the best receiver, but I still think he would have been a nice option in the receiving corps. Now, with the 30th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, again, the Miami Dolphins select A.J. Dillon. Now, in the original draft, they took Noah, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but again, he was a really good pick anyway. So that's why I got A.J. Dillon. And during the time, they had a good running back, which is why I think A.J. Dillon would have been a nice piece to have during the time. Now, at the 31st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select J'Jarius Sneed. Now, the original pick, they took Jeff Gladney, who's already unfortunately dead. But, yeah, I really don't think that they should have gone with J'Jarius Sneed, who's really been a very good corner for the Kansas City Chiefs. Imagine J'Jarius Sneed to fix that secondary. Oof, that would have meant a very good defense, actually. And now, with the 32nd pick, the last pick in the first round, in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Antonio Gibson. Now, he apparently was also a wide receiver before he got into the NFL, but hey, I think the transition to running back wasn't also terrible. He's been a very good running back, and safe to say, Kansas City would love to have him in this redraft. Now, who do you think your favorite team should have selected with their pick? Say that in the comments below, and like the video if you like it. But anyways, guys, peace.